Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Greider. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Greider.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Excited to be connecting in with you. And today we're going to be talking about your brilliant purpose. In fact, we have three amazing guests that are leaning in to support us in how to really step into our brilliant purpose. I think sometimes we get caught up in the day-to-day things that we do in life, and we can get very, very busy. We can get pulled so many different directions. And I think it's so important that we remember to stop, to connect in, to explore our purpose, to explore those things that matter most to us, to look at how we are gifted, made, and designed, and that that's on purpose, and that we find a way every single day to step just a little bit more into our brilliant purpose. Thank you all for leaning in today. We're excited for the conversation and all that our amazing experts have to add to the conversation, to pour into you. And in order to get the most out of our time together today, I want to invite you to take a breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, like through a straw, just kind of that beautiful deep breath. And know that this time, this show is for you. I declare this your time. I invite you to choose to be fully present so that you can receive everything that is here for you. Resist the urge to multitask. I encourage you to become fully present. In fact, it's great to grab a piece of paper and a pen, so if you have something that touches your heart and your spirit, you're able to capture that, to interact with it, to have it become part of who you are. And sometimes that very act of writing it down, when you write, it connects your heart and your hand. It connects you. Heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit. It can help you integrate those insights into your heart, into your life, into your spirit, into your body on a cellular level. So let's really use this time for you. So as you're taking those deep breaths, feel yourself connecting in. This lowers our stress levels, our cortisol levels. It brings oxygen to every cell in our body. It gives you an opportunity to be still, listen, and receive. And let's put hands, both of your hands on your heart, feeling that heartbeat. And close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. And you take another breath. Feel in and see, what is it that you need today? What is it that will empower and support you to step into your brilliant purpose? Maybe it's discovering, what is your purpose? How do we feel into that? Perhaps it's a reminder of your unique gifts, your talents, your abilities, of how you're made. Maybe it's just giving yourself some of that time for you. What is it you need today that you are willing to receive? Because you absolutely have choice. So what is it that you need and are willing to receive? Receive that information. Beautiful. Take another breath, come back into the room, eyes open, fully present, ready to receive, and take a moment and write down what was laid on your heart and your spirit that will support you in stepping into your brilliant purpose. Beautiful. And as we do that, we're going to go around our virtual room here and have each of our experts just share, when they took a moment to stop, pause, and listen, what was laid on their heart. So with that, Abby, I'd love to start with you. What was laid on your heart? And it looks like we're having a technical difficulty here. So give us just a moment. We want to make sure we can hear all of our guests. So just a moment, and we'll be right back with you.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for hanging with us when we had a little bit of a technical glitch there. You know, one of the things I've discovered about stepping into my brilliant purpose is really learning to just go with the flow and trust the process. And when those unexpected things come up, that it's an opportunity to just take a breath, regroup, and move forward. And I feel like those moments always serve. So perhaps there was someone listening that this is great for them to know when a show's live and something doesn't go quite according to plan or there's a glitch, it's okay. We just continue to go forward and we trust that we needed that moment, that pause to just regroup, reconnect in. So I'm going to continue with what our conversation was before the glitch when we were talking about what was laid on our heart when we took a moment to stop, pause, and listen. And Abby, I had just asked you to share, and you had started sharing, so I'd love for you to just feel in again and share what was laid on your heart and spirit when we took a moment to stop, talk, connect. You know, look at that, stumbling over my words when I'm taking a breath again. What was on your heart when you took a moment to stop, pause, and listen?
Thanks, Rebecca, and it's such a pleasure to be here. I felt like there was a message sent to me to share with everybody else that there's this feeling that we're an imposter. So imposter syndrome, when we're about to follow into our purpose, we have that mind that tells you, who are you to do this? Who are you to, show up in this way? You're not worthy. You aren't an expert. You don't deserve any of this. And I guess I would just say to somebody out there that might be feeling, well, why should I follow my purpose? I'm not like everybody else. I'm not an expert, or I'm whatever the narrative is. I'd say to you, everybody's winging it in some sense. We all put our pants on the same way every day. And who are you to not? And just debunk that in your head. Just feel into your heart again and know that your purpose is meant to be here, that you're a limited edition. And
beautiful.
No one else is like you. So just carry on.
Carry on. I love that. Thank you so much, Abby, for sharing. I appreciate that. It's interesting you shared that. Something that was laid on my heart the last couple of days is a message, and it was from someone I interviewed on the show a while back. And they were talking about how sometimes we have this narrative in our head or this story that you're so full of yourself, or who do you think you are, or you're getting too big for your britches, whatever the phrase may be that we've heard, and we then start to tell ourselves. And I loved this person's response to that. When someone says, or she even hears, you're too full of yourself, her response was, well, who else am I supposed to be full of? I am me. So I want to encourage everyone to be full of yourself, to really bring all of yourself forward. It's such a gift. So Abby, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And then Maureen, did you have something laid on your heart when we took a moment to stop, pause, and listen?
Yeah, actually, I did. It's a little bit of a different direction, but and I guess as so much is always happening in our lives, what came through was gratitude for being present to the little things that truly fill our lives, and being in this moment and grounded in that, because we can just miss so much by just not breathing, holding space, and being present.
Beautiful. Thank you. I'm just taking a moment to pause and take that in, and feeling that gratitude. And listeners, I hope you're feeling that as we take a moment and just kind of remind ourselves of that, and check in and hold that energy. Beautiful. And then Hillary, how about you? What was laid on your heart?
Well, I love both what Abby said with the limited edition and Maureen with gratitude. And I've had such an interesting, basically Monday till today. Monday, I lost my dad. And
so
today,
sorry.
I'm launching my book. And as I sit here and I'm leaning into the Step Into Your Brilliant Purpose that was written, I actually have such gratitude towards you, Rebecca, because the book today, my relaunch book, would not have ever even come to fruition without you welcoming me into one of the co-authors of this incredible book and making me dive into the title. Like, what is it about stepping into my brilliant purpose that is my North Star? And over the last few days, there's been obviously a lot of the lows, but there's also this high of, I know what I'm doing. I know that my dad is present. I know exactly my purpose today. And when you said, what is it I need to do today? And it's be present. Be present, be in the moment. And I have to say, I'm here. I'm with you all. I'm with your listeners. And as we get further into conversation, there's so much that comes at us with relaunches that it spins our head, but there has to be that sense of being present in what you're doing and enjoy those accomplishments as well.
Thank you so much for sharing, and you are holding such a range as you shared. And I'm so sorry for your loss, and please feel our love and our hug and our support. And I also celebrate the launch of your book and what you are bringing to the world. And it's been an honor to have you as part of Step Into Your Brilliant Purpose. And I'm excited for all that will come. And thank you for navigating and walking your talk so beautifully and exquisitely, and for being with us today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, Hillary, that was it's like we planned it, a perfect transition to is some of what we're talking about today, how you mentioned participating in Step Into Your Brilliant Purpose. And so today I opened talking about how we're coming together to support you, all of our listeners, to step into your brilliant purpose. And the show was inspired by the book, Step Into Your Brilliant Purpose, that Maureen Ryan Blake and myself were honored to lead and compile. And we had amazing co-authors come together to join the conversation as we united to empower readers and people around the world to claim their purpose, to step into it. In fact, the cover of the book has the image of a field, kind of with rolling hills and a sky and a door that's kind of open, an invitation. And everything's in a sort of a gray scale, a little bit dingy on the cover, except where the door is open and you can see light shining through and adding a vibrancy and full color to life and to those who decide to step through the door. So they can see, as they look through the door, the blue skies, the rolling green hills. They can see all these colors and vibrations that they can experience. And that's what we feel like when you have the opportunity, when you choose, because it's a choice to continue, it's a choice you get to keep making, to step into your brilliant purpose, you get to live life in full color. And I was so honored to have so many people come together and feel that same calling to support others in stepping into the brilliant purpose. So the amazing experts we have on the show today leaned in. They said yes, they wanted to be part of that process. We were excited to have it also inspire a summit that we all came together on to also encourage and empower all of you to step into your brilliant purpose, because it is absolutely needed. You are a gift, each and every one of you. Absolutely needed in the world. And the biggest difference you can make is being willing to say yes to being a little bit more of who you are, how you're made. That is key to stepping into your brilliant purpose. So welcome, everybody. We're excited to be connecting in with you. Just to give you a little bit about the book, for those of you who are like, wow, I didn't know about this book and I'd love to know more, you can go on Amazon and find it. It's called Step Into Your Brilliant Purpose, and lean in and get a copy. We have it in multiple formats, Kindle and softcover, and the Audible is going to be out later this month. So if you like Audible, all the different formats are going to be available. It became a #1 international bestseller, reaching bestselling status in 5 countries, 43 bestselling categories. So we're very honored to be connecting in with all of you. Thank you for all of your support and helping us get the word out. And today we're excited to share insights, steps, tips, and tools to support you on your journey. So with that, I'm excited to introduce our first guest, who's also honored to have as my co-compiler on the journey of this beautiful book and on all of the different ways we've been able to bring it forward to support people on their journey. Her name is Maureen Ryan Blake. She's a #1 international bestselling author, a #1 international bestselling co-compiler, TV show host, and YouTube expert. She's the founder and creator of the Power of the Tribe Network. She loves to showcase best-selling authors, celebrities, and inspirational leaders. She's absolutely passionate about helping you shine. Please lean in and warmly welcome the dynamic and powerful and heart-centered Maureen Ryan Blake to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. Every time I receive your introduction, I'm like, oh, that's fabulous.
I love it. It's you. I love that. And I celebrate you. And isn't it nice to have someone share us out in the world? I think, wouldn't it be a great way to call each other up and introduce each other to our friends in that same way, just highlighting some of the amazing things about each other. So it's recorded if you ever want to replay it and be reminded, because sometimes it's great. I know for myself as well, sometimes it's nice to do that. And Maureen, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm thrilled to have you joining us today.
I'm thrilled to be here, Rebecca. Thank you.
Absolutely. So I wanted to start the conversation with why this book and why did it call to you? Why did you say yes to being a co-compiler and helping lead as well as contribute and write in it?
Well, it aligns with my vision or purpose of allowing women around the world to come forward, embrace their uniqueness, their voice, as they stand together in unity. So bringing other authors together to enunciate and claim their purpose was just absolute yes.
Beautiful. I love that. And what are you hoping that people will gain from the book as a whole, from your chapter? And we'd love to have you share your chapter title too.
Well, it's so funny what Abby had said about being sometimes the imposter, and then you referenced about, being full of yourself. I'm still a little always hesitant about, they're reading it and what that looks like. And my chapter was all about, how I got to be here, and the bumps along the road, and how you often lose yourself. But as a collective, then we truly become whole in who we are. And so then naturally it makes sense to be part of an anthology that brought women together in their voice.
Beautiful. I love that. And where in the book is it, or what is the chapter title for those who want to lean in and follow along?
Okay, I'm going to take this as, Rebecca, what is my title? So
That's
I
so
love
great.
you,
I was
Maureen.
thinking the same thing. I'm like, oh my gosh. Maureen, that's classic.
No worries. We can look it up on a break, so we make sure to let everybody know. But you can absolutely find her beautiful chapter by name in the book, and enjoy. And I love that because it's really about the message and the impact. And I love that you were willing to share the journey so that people can come alongside and learn how you discovered your purpose and are owning it and stepping into it. So that's just brilliant. Do you have a tip that you can share with us today, a piece of advice to help us step into our brilliant purpose?
The piece that really resonates through my chapter is don't do it alone. Surround yourself with other amazing people that you get to be vulnerable with, you get to be integrity, and you get to shine for them, for you, for each other. That would definitely be my tip for today. Don't go it alone.
I love that. Yeah, there's a myth out there that we have to do it ourselves, pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and just push through alone. And it's just not true. So I appreciate you busting that myth and really encouraging people. It's not a journey to do on your own, that you can have people come alongside you. And I hope everyone today is feeling us come alongside you and supporting you, and that you all get to shine. There's room for everybody. Thank you so much, Maureen. I so appreciate you leaning in to be on this journey with us and to sharing with us today. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, listeners, I want you to think about some of what was laid on your heart in the opening segment. I encourage, if you haven't yet, to write down a message, something that spoke to your heart and spirit as we were sharing what was on our heart. As Maureen has shared with you, and we've talked about the book and really encouraging you to step into your brilliant purpose, what's in your heart and spirit? Use these next 2 minutes just for you, an opportunity to breathe, to integrate, and to receive everything that is here for you. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message. It's time to serve, learn, change the world. Tune in each week for The Power of Young People to Change the World, hosted by NYLC's CEO, Amy Mewers. The program is a forum for both young people and the adults who love and support them. We make connections with others through stories of change, partnership, and new perspectives of issues facing the world today. Be sure to join us every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time, or anytime on demand on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes just for you. So here's a extra credit bonus tip for all of our listeners. One of the things I have found has made a huge difference in being able to be mindful and purposeful every day is whenever there's a commercial break, whether it's a show or a pause while I'm standing in line, or those moments that we have that cause us to kind of slow down or disrupt us a little bit, I take that moment to connect in, to breathe for a moment, and I ask myself, Rebecca, are you being who you want to be? And I just check in and see. Sometimes it's a yes, sometimes it's no. And when it's a no, I ask, who do you want to be? How do you want to be? What does that look like, feel like? And then I say, with your next breath, be that. Or what is the message for me? I take those moments and I use them deliberately. I don't let that commercial or that line or whatever it is be in charge. I take that as an opportunity to connect in. And that helps me, especially on those moments and days where there's a disruption that's maybe aggravating, or it's that last thing I just felt like I didn't have time for, that when I take that moment, and it only takes about a minute, and then when I remind myself, be who you want to be that with your next breath, I'm able to own it, claim it, and I see things a little bit differently. I have more clarity, and I'm being more calm and centered. So hopefully that'll be something that serves you. And I want to encourage you during the commercial breaks, because these habits that we build become part of who we are. So let's build things and habits and tips and tools and things that we can weave into our daily life that are supportive. So every time you hear a commercial break in our show and beyond, I encourage you to take that as a 2-minute moment, a break, an opportunity for you. So welcome back, everybody. We've been talking about stepping into your brilliant purpose. I'm very excited to introduce our next amazing guest. I know you got to hear from her in the opening segment where she shared a little bit about the imposter syndrome and sometimes feeling like we're not enough, or we're being an imposter in the role, but in truth, we're being who we are and we are gifted and we get to own this space. And so she reminded us of that beautifully. So it's my honor to introduce Abby Daw to you. She is a #1 international best-selling author, a yoga instructor, certified yoga therapist, and attuned Reiki practitioner. She's been teaching for over 18 years and has been an entrepreneur for many, many years, and actually won Entrepreneur of the Award of the Year. She was awarded this in 2015 for her first business called Sweat and Soul. She is the founder of Magic Breath and Meditation and is passionate about helping women embody their light and live their purpose. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful, dynamic, and passionate Abby Daw to the show. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely excited to have you joining us. And I always take a beautiful breath when I have the opportunity to connect in with you. I love that. You inspire that in me. And I'm thrilled to have you joining us today and wanted to have you share a little bit about why this book, this project called to you. Why did you lean in and say yes? And what are you hoping that it does in the world?
Well, it's a good question. I realize that we are all walking around with an inner narrative that we often will believe as truth, whether it was passed down from our parents' parents. There's this thing that we are all carrying that isn't often our truth. And I was carrying a narrative that I wasn't worthy, that I wasn't deserving of my dreams, that I didn't have gifts, that I didn't deserve anything, really much better than lack. And I realized after I got laid off during the pandemic that instead of doing what everyone else did and just deciding that they were going to live in a fearful place, it was scary, and that's okay too, but I was going to step into a mission of changing that fear into light in my own life and using it to my advantage. So I saw fear as my companion in that moment, and I started breathing. I started breathing for 22 minutes a day, and that breathing daily turned into 6 months, and I noticed a significant change in my life, in my narrative. I realized the false narratives dropped away, and I became a magnet for my dreams. So I was like, if I can do this, someone else can. And I just felt like I had discovered the best kept secret. And so I leaned into this project because I want to share what I learned through my own resuscitation, I guess, of my life.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And I love that you created that space for you, that you decided to go in deeper and use that opportunity to connect so fully, and that you're willing to share that journey with others. So thank you for leaning in, for being part of this project and sharing. And I'd love for you to share, if you remember your title. If not, we'll do a title search and that'll be a cliffhanger for our listeners, the title of your chapter, and any tip that you have to help us step into our brilliant purpose.
So my chapter's 2, and the title is to find your inner Muhammad Ali strength. And I found that was my title because my friend, who unfortunately just recently passed away of cancer, she battled for 7 years. She and I had a conversation in the pandemic where I was having one of those moments of like, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to fail. I shouldn't be starting a business during this time. And she says, don't you ever give up on yourself. It takes finding your inner Muhammad Ali strength, guts to follow your dreams, and you're not a quitter. And so that just stuck to me. And she is my angel to this day. I feel her, and I know she's part of like the guidance that moves this mission forward. And the tip that I have is honestly question everything your mind says and just come back to the present moment, just like what Hillary said. Just honor that present moment and the simple things. And your heart is far more magnetic than your brain. And we don't think to do a heartfelt meditation every day. So if you can just find your heart in every moment you feel fear, the fear actually isn't as powerful. And see the fear, honestly, as your best friend. Maybe give it a name. But you don't have to believe the fear. Make it your ally. And you'll realize that you are more powerful than you think. You're actually more powerful than the fear. And you don't overwhelm yourself with the big picture. Just take it one step at a time, one day at a time, 1 minute at a time. And eventually those dreams will be created. We often will look at the grand picture, so we'll give up. But just what is the next right step? Always ask yourself that question and make fear your power spirit animal.
I love that, and having it be a reminder to connect with your heart, and that energy is bigger and more powerful and magnetic. Yes. So I love that. And fear, we don't have to fear. We can lean into. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Your job isn't to say how, it is just to say yes. So every day I just wake up and I say yes.
Beautiful. What a great way to start the day. I love that. That's a bonus tip for anyone listening. Extra credit bonus tip there. Love that. Thank you so much, Abby. I so appreciate you sharing and joining us today.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Absolutely. So listeners, we are going to have time at the end of the show today. So for anyone who's been wondering, as we've been talking and you're leaning into our amazing experts, we'll have time at the end of the show where we share their contact information. So rest assured we have that, and we will share that with you. And I encourage you, we're just getting a little taste of each of these amazing people as they pour into us, that you have an opportunity to read their full bios and their information. So that information is available, and it's on the site that you leaned in to learn about this show and tune in. We're giving you a taste, but I just kind of felt like there are people out there that are wanting more of our amazing guests. So I wanted to assure you that we will share contact information so that you can go deeper there and connect in. Because here's echoing some of what Maureen shared, that this is not a solo journey, that we get to allow support to come in and walk alongside us. And so this is a reminder that you get that too, and feel us walking alongside you. And we want you to have that contact information so that you can connect in and go deeper for those that you're resonating with and want. So be listening for that coming soon. We're getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, really take a moment for you. These are 2 minutes for you to connect in with your heart, to listen to what will serve and empower you. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Voice America is on your favorite smart speaker. If you have Alexa or Google Home, go ahead and give us a try.
Hey Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast on TuneIn.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes just for you, an opportunity to really connect in with your heart. Perhaps breathe, be, see how you want to choose to be as you step forward in choosing love and choosing purpose. You've gotten some great tips already that I hope you're adding to your toolbox and ways that you can navigate through practically and profoundly, stepping closer and closer to your purpose, to claiming it, to owning it, to really shining and sharing out all of your amazing gifts and talents with the world. So I'm excited to introduce our next amazing guest, Hilary DeCesar. She is a #1 international best-selling author, an award-winning business expert, host of the Relaunch podcast, founder of the Relaunch Company, and creator of the Fired Up Entrepreneur signature course. She's an expert in neuropsychology and serves on the Cal Poly San Luis Obispo board. It's so funny. I have tongue twisters today that I'm navigating through. So she serves powerfully on that board. And she's a loyal philanthropist. See, my tongue's getting twisted today. She serves powerfully in giving back in so many different ways. You're going to love her heart and her spirit. She's been featured on ABC's hit TV series, The Secret Millionaire, and she's been featured in many, many major medias, and just to name a few, ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC, Huffington Post, and she's absolutely passionate about bringing a fresh energy and perspective to industry leaders. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Hilary DeCesar to the show. Welcome.
Rebecca, you're so great. I love it.
Well, thank you. And I'm honored to have you on the show today. Excited for all that's been laid on your heart to share. And I wanted to start the conversation with why. Why this book? Why this project? I know you have lots of things that you can choose from to lean in and say yes to, and this called to you. So I'd love to know a little bit more about why it called to you.
Well, when you and I first talked and you started to talk about purpose and that the name of this book that you were bringing out into the world was Step Into Your Brilliant Purpose, I'm like, wow, it's just so interesting how I can be in my mid-zone, my midlife, and for so many of us, defining our purpose is really difficult. And the chapter that I ended up writing, I looked it up because Maureen gave me that moment of like, oh, what was it? Lean into the invisible to be visible. And I think that there's so much of us that we try so desperately, we're told by, social media, by people to get out there, be visible, when in fact, it's absolutely the wrong information. It is the wrong suggestion. And in order to really figure out the purpose of why, of what you're doing to contribute to the world, of what you're doing to create that better version of yourself, your next identity, you really have to go internal. And you have to become invisible to really connect in. And you mentioned connect into your heart. And I really think that what I'm trying for my purpose, as you even so eloquently said it, you said, it's about how do we do that? And I created a concept called the 3HQ method, which is the head to the heart to the higher self. And it's getting out of your head because so many of us are just so, especially these days with all of the global relaunches that are going on, the business relaunches that are going on, and the personal relaunches that are going on. Sometimes it's super difficult to try to figure out how do you even get out of your head, to tap into your heart, to tap into that self-expression, that love, so that you can get to your higher self, the best version of you, and have that energy that is representative when you're in that space.
Exactly. I love that, and this importance of really connecting in with our heart and going inward, that's where it all starts. I know for myself, when I get stuck, when I am struggling, it's because I've kind of come up against myself again. It's not really stuff outside. Things happen, but it's how we choose to respond to that. And so the limits or the challenges a lot of times come back to myself. So this going inward and really connecting with our truth and with our heart is so critical to being able to live on purpose. So that's where it starts in order to step forward in all those spaces. So I love what you stand for and what you're creating.
Well, and
continue. Yeah,
and
please.
what you're saying is so powerful, and that we've heard it so many times about, how tough we are on ourselves. And for so many, the gurus out there are saying, hey, love yourself, love your life, love your business, love, love, love. And we're not there. It's tough to be like when you're in this self-sabotage mode, when you're like, I'm not happy with where I am. I'm not where I thought I would be at this point in my life, in my business, in my relationships, especially with the relationship with myself. A lot of times we have a really difficult time even trying to figure out, how do we get to that love part? And I often say, don't try to make that massive leap. Go from where you are today and start to actually like yourself. It's such a novel concept to like yourself before you love yourself.
I love that. It's almost like getting to know yourself a little bit differently and appreciate some things and kind of starting there. I love that. I love that, getting to like ourselves and to lean into eventually loving ourselves too. Beautiful. Thank you.
Which then helps you, and then it actually helps you realize that when you can get out of your head, you can start to really focus on who you are, not from where you are right now, not from the disappointment of where you are today, of not being where you thought you would be, but you can start to look at, all right, I'm okay. I'm okay because I'm now very clear where I am, and I want to now take it to the next level. I want to become a manifestation magnet. I want to start bringing in some of those things. I want to get to the higher self. I want to elevate my energy and my vibration so more of what I'm looking for comes back to me.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I so appreciate that, and you being able to join us today, and especially with all that you're holding, and still being able to come to a place to pour into us and support us. I just so appreciate that. And would you share the best way for people to connect in with you and go deeper?
Absolutely. Well, again, you heard at the beginning that this is bittersweet today with the book launch that I'm doing, and the book is called Relaunch, and it's really spark your heart to ignite your life. Spark your heart to ignite your life, and you can find it at www.therelaunchbook.com. Therelaunchbook.com, and everything is there, and how you can get involved with getting yourself on a relaunch and not waiting anymore.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your book being launched and shared in the world. I'm very excited and hope everybody wrote that down and leans in to get a copy of this amazing book, because you want to connect with Hillary. She's amazing. So thank you so much, Hillary, for joining us and sharing. I appreciate it. And then Abby, if you could let people know the best way for people to connect in with you.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. It's just the handle Abby Daw with an E. And then my website's the same. It's www.abbydaw.com. I also have a Facebook group called just the Magic Experience Community. So you could always find me on Facebook that way. So those are the ways.
Beautiful. Thank you, Abby. I appreciate it. And Maureen, I did look up your chapter. I'm so glad I did. It's Shine in Your Purpose. It's so perfect for our conversation today.
That makes sense.
I love it. And I'd love for you to share the best way for people to connect in with you and go deeper.
Well, I'm going to direct them to where all the fun's happening. So my YouTube page is Maureen Ryan Blake Media Production. And up there are the links to Instagram, to TikTok, to Facebook, to LinkedIn. Connect, send me a message, mention the show, and then take in some inspirational interviews. I'd love to hear from you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Maureen. I appreciate you leaning in and saying yes to being a co-compiler with me on this powerful project. And I encourage everyone to lean in and connect with Maureen and Abby and Hillary. They are amazing, dynamic leaders that will hold space for you, pour into you, and support you on your journey. So I thank all of our listeners for tuning in and connecting today. And I wanted to give you a couple of opportunities to really support you on your journey. So one, you may be feeling a pull and a call to bring your book forward or your message forward in a written format, whether it's as a chapter or it's as a full book. We have a special series called the Emerging Author Series with an S, it's plural, emergingauthorseries.com, with free resources to support you on your journey, to answer frequently asked questions, what to do next, where to go, myths and truths about publishing and writing. So I encourage you to lean in and get that support, and hope that that series will support you on your journey. Secondly, you might be feeling this calling to get your message out there and to reach more people. So I also want to share with you the resource called the SpeakerTalentSearch.com. You can find it on SpeakerTalentSearch.com. And this is part of our Give Back, where we help messengers, experts, leaders, and speakers reach more people and get on more stages. So I encourage you, those are both of gifts I would like to make available to you. It also gets you on our list so we can stay connected and in touch. So I encourage you to lean in to those opportunities. And today, at the end of the show, take a couple of moments just for you, an opportunity to connect in with your heart, to really take in those things that will serve you and empower you to step into your brilliant purpose, because you are needed in the world. And nobody else, you're an original, nobody else can navigate and bring forward what you are and are bringing forward. And the biggest gift you can give is sharing a little bit more of you. So stretch and share and shine. We'll look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.